Welcome to another video on my robotic arm with pneumatic hand, where this is of course the pneumatic hand driven by a pneumatic engine, where this engine is my design, compressor is standard fischertechnik. Then the robotics arm is of course this whole thing with some kind of elbow, various motors like this one to turn the base of the arm, motor here to turn the wrist, motor here to lift the hand, and a motor on the other side which is intended to make the hand this movement, and a few motors here, one here and one here, which work together to let the arm make this movement. Recently I changed the balance of the arm and to make this reconstruction on the other side, and that was all necessary for balance. So are there things to improve? Yes, definitely. One thing is that this doesn't work yet, not to my satisfaction at least, and it is supposed that whenever this switch is touched, that this winch starts to release, and right now it just releases. Also, another thing is that unfortunately by transportation there is a problem that the arm gets off balance, and while I have 4 of these ropes, it's not that stable, so I want to change that as well. Everything, the arm is programmed in Python, which controls these interfaces, and it's written on a laptop, on which I make the screencast. You will see later on. Anyway, that's enough for the introduction. First, some attention to this part. Alright, so with the arm a little bit repositioned, as well as lighting and the camera, I have activated the diagnostics interface. For the interface that controls the hand pitch motor. So let's see how that responds. This is, as you can see, pulling, and now the big question is, what does it really do? Because this rope, this is actually releasing now. Now it should be pulling if it is downwards, which it should be. And now it is only that motor that is working. And this switch here should be activated and visible right here. Question, of course, is it? Because if it is working, this one should be somewhere ending here, and then everything should stop. But what happened is that it kept on pulling, and then yeah, well, pulling this with it, and then you get wrong situations. And also now I can see something is not quite right. It is very slowly pulling, also to one side, because you can see that this part, let me try to show, here it is in the shape, but this one is much less pulled back than the counterpart here. So let me try to show. That is not equally pulled back. So that's not good, not nice. But how can I change that? And let me stop it. Because input has been activated clearly, and now you can see that here it has reached it. Now of course this is not a program that I can say, alright, sensor activated, let's stop the program. So I'm going to release it full speed. When does the switch off? Right now. This is the actual speed. That should be, no, this should be the actual speed. Which raises the question, what speed should it work at? And that's a very good question. But the switch does work. So let's actually run the software. That is much more interesting. That means that I will close the interface and start from here. So running the software. And that shows, of course, that the arm is immediately working with the complete pitch. And I have to remove the camera a bit, move the camera a bit, so it has all so the arm has all freedom it needs. And now I wonder if T2 digital, which you can see here, is going to be 1. However, this one is currently releasing. So this is not good. Alright. What is the status of this switch right now? So, activating interface again. Status is 0. If it is 0, this motor should be pulling instead of releasing. So, now the question is, what is it doing? Your status? No. Start T2 digital. Do I have somewhere hand pitch? Yeah, T2 digital. and start with digital is 1, lift status is 1. So, do I have clear software? If not, T-digital 1, which is right now because it is 0. Yeah, I can still control it with this one. It is 0. So I have to look here. It is, your status is 0. If your status is 0, set motor left. That means that this one has to be right, because it has to go the other way. Alright, close and try again. So what does it do? Now it is pulling indeed. And I have to look for T2 digital becoming 1. And at that point it should be releasing. With speed being 1, that may take some time. And I think even too much time, because I hardly see this winch move. It does move, but very slowly. And at times I don't see it move at all. So that's not nice. This is way too slow for a video like this. So let's do this off screen. And in the very last second you could see that T-digital became 1, 0 right here, and here it becomes 1. Which brings the question, does it release? So with this being 1, I want to release. Does it do that? Well, it is 1. So I don't need the diagnostics interface at this moment. And actually it does not start to release. As you can see, if you would watch here closely, so this part, it keeps rolling that way, which is pulling. Let's do that. It is still pulling. So that's not good. If the digital is 1, of course, because I've set one to right, then this one should go left, which speaks for itself. So now let's test again. Here the wrist shakes a bit, which I don't mind. But indeed, now it is releasing. So that in itself is a good result. Although it goes very slowly at speed 1, and actually for demonstrations you want it to be a lot faster. So that is next thing to do. This speed, this is motor 1 on interface 2, going left, turning left, and speed is, let's say, I can go to 7, let's say 5. That's fast enough. And this is 5 as well. So let's run it again. And you can already see that it runs much faster. But because this is a worm gear, this won't be as fast. But it should be working. And that's a nice result. A very nice result. And now T-digital has become 0. So it should start pulling, which it has come to do. No, it's releasing. Yeah, because it has gone 1. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So it responds rather quickly now. It pulls and waiting for T-digital. Yes, becoming 1. And it starts releasing immediately. So that's one thing. However, now comes the yaw in, and that's a different question. How can I make it work with the yaw? But considering the time of this video, that's for another time. But it has proven that this works very nicely. And with this result, I thank you for watching. Other problems still ahead, of course, like stabilization and perfection. But with this, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment or suggestion, very much appreciated. You can also follow me via Instagram and Twitter. And please donate to keep the blog going. You can donate via either PayPal or Wired, or become a patron. For more information, please see under this video or in the next short segment. For now, have a nice day.